Welcome to the Morning Toast. I'm Kirk Hawkins.
And I'm Jessie Daye. Why do you intro every show like that?
Because you always like me to. I probably am more excited for this episode than you are, only because we're putting you in a really uncomfortable position. Not really uncomfortable, but you've never really talked about this before.
I have never discussed this before.
But what blows me away is the amount of success you've had from doing that. And so without further ado, we're going to be talking about manifesting.
Which is all the rage right now.
Yes. I mean, it's all the rage right now, but it's a centuries-old practice.
I've been manifesting for 20 years with this method that I have.
It's kind of like a combination of journaling and vision boarding, and it brings it all together.
Yeah, I think people are talking about manifesting these days as if it's like a magical belief or a magical power they possess, and so they can manifest anything into their lives. And so I think we want to really explain what manifesting is, how to manifest, the easiest way to manifest in my opinion, and how you attract what you want into your life.
Yeah.
Let's use a dollar amount, okay? Let's say that you want to manifest a certain dollar amount. You want to net a certain dollar amount this year. You will say to yourself, I am going to net $10,000 this year, okay? Mm-hmm. Don't say where it's coming from. And you
don't really know where it's coming from.
You don't know where it's coming from, but I'm just using that as an example. I want to net $10,000 this year. If it were me, I would say it's through something, okay? Like you could say through real estate. I can say through the stock market. You're setting a goal to net a very tangible amount of income into your life. And so you would say that daily, and you're basically, through the power of positivity, you're saying this every single day, and you're working towards that goal. However, what we want to explain is that it doesn't mean that it's just going to happen with you sitting at your kitchen table doing nothing.
That there's a degree of work involved.
Right. You have to work towards that goal.
Yeah. One aspect of doing the work is also setting attainable goals. The goal is ultimately 10,000, but there's incremental steps that will lead to that 10,000.
Right.
Jessie and I started doing this. We were doing these manifestation sessions.
I was trying to explain to you to start small and work up, because Kirk had some really big plans.
And still do.
Yeah. But he was basically, short of saying, I'm king of the world.
Right.
They were so grand that I said, you need to step back and set milestones, set little goals that you can achieve before you work up to this big goal that you have. So you feel like you're accomplishing things. And in real life, you don't get a job and make $1 million on the first day or on your first contract. You maybe make 50,000 or 60,000, or depending where you live, 100,000, and you start working up towards the bigger goal.
So we thought we would start small. In fact, we would even give this example. It has to do with parking, really.
This is a common
We drive a lot in LA, and it's a common example. If you've listened to other podcasts on the matter, they talk about this too. And if you feel comfortable, you feel calm, and you truly believe that you're going to have a good parking spot, you end up getting them
in front of wherever you want to go.
Yes.
Which sounds, again, like magic.
It sounds very woo-woo.
So let's explain it.
Yeah.
It's basically channeling your energy into a more positive way. Yeah. So rather than driving up somewhere and being like, God, I cannot get a parking spot. There's never any parking spots. These people never leave.
I only have 10 minutes. I gotta get in and get out.
And this is like, like there's a tow truck here, and you're like flooded with negativity. The whole point in manifesting what you want is to be positive and to have a very balanced, positive energy. Instead of driving in circles and continuing to miss the spot, someone pulls out, the next guy's here. Stay balanced, pull up to the front, and wait. And say, I am going to park in the front. And you calm your energy down, and you're silent, or you're happy, or you're positive, and you wait. And it's forcing you to take that breath. And soon enough, someone will walk out with their groceries, they will get in the car, and they will leave. It's not magic. It's just conditioning your brain to stay positive and to wait for that action to happen.
And I hope this is okay, but I do it sometimes as I'm headed to the destination. And it really is amazing. It just happened to me yesterday. I was thinking about how I always get a really good parking spot at this particular place that I go to at least once a week. There's only like 3 spots and I always have been getting them. But it's interesting for someone that felt like me was a positive person. It's hard to kind of work through all of this because there are thoughts that creep into your brain from time to time that deter you from these goals, whether it's parking or something bigger.
I think particularly financial goals are
or career goals.
Career
even.
goals.
Yeah.
You were manifesting something that you really wanted, and then after each time you'd say, I am, blah, 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 blah. He'd be like, oh, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to do that. Like in his head, it would creep in. I'm not going to get that.
Even during the pandemic, I would tell people a lot of times that I was not worried about relationships, that I wasn't focused on relationships, and that I was only focused on work.
He would tell me that every
So I ended up having amazing work, but I still, years go by and I haven't like really gone on dates and haven't been in a relationship. And I think I was putting the energy out there that I didn't want that.
You did.
And it was deep down inside. And years go by and you're like, oh man, that could be one reason why. And so you really have to work through this in conditioning your mind to believe in a positive way too.
But it's essentially setting a goal, something tangible that you're going to get in return, and it's working towards you hit that goal. And what's cool about manifesting is it's like once you set that and you see it, you want to achieve it. So you're going to keep working towards it.
And there's something to the effect, while you're working toward it, you also need to act as if you have it.
Right.
And that's where your mindset totally shifts. And that's where you're like, I know this sounds woo-woo, kind of wild and crazy, but it really takes a lot of work to change your brain around and rally that around.
Right. At first it's weird because I would speak to myself every morning. I would go for my jog and I would say my manifestation 3 times, and I would say it as if I had it. Mm-hmm. I'm Jessie.
And it's the feeling behind it.
I live here. Yeah. I have this. I net this. And at first, I would say it out loud, and people would be like, "What's wrong with this chick?" But you were always saying, "I want."
Yes.
And I was like, wait, Kirk, what are you saying?
And you have to say, I have.
I want this
mine.
relationship. Da, da, da. I said, well, you're going to want that forever. Say it as if you have it. And it's weird at first. And then once you get into it, you're like, It's like you kind of get it. You're king of the world.
So we'll switch gears and we're going to talk about journaling. And Jessie does a very specific journaling vision boarding concept.
This is my way of manifesting. Mm-hmm. You can use a vision board. I have in the past.
Yeah.
I think the problem with the vision board is other people can see it, and I didn't really like other people seeing my vision board or walking into my closet and asking what this was or what the pictures were. Some of them are very private. So I use this journaling
So this is kind of like a happy medium to be able to...
Right, to have both. You can also take this anywhere. So
yes. And
Kirk
yours
has
is massive.
Mine's massive. I've been doing this for a long time.
You know what's so funny is I was at the store looking for one and she was guiding me on where to go and get it. And I find this one and then I show up and hers is like 10 times the size of mine. So I think this is, and I've been happy with this one, but I think this is a good one to start with for sure.
Right. So I start with actual pictures. And what I do is I get a bunch of magazines and I start printing out or cutting out what, either online or through magazines, what I want.
We kind of divided it into quadrants. So we have like personal goals. I have a goal to return to swimming before the end of the year. So I have a swimmer. Then you have goals for, relationship things that you're looking for, whether it's a new relationship or qualities that you want to achieve with your existing relationship. Then we did travel.
Travel's big for me.
And it's huge for both of us.
It's huge for both of us. And I think the thing with travel is like last year I had put, France on there. The kids and I really wanted to go to Paris. We ended up going twice.
Well, and travel has had a huge part in all of this for you.
In all of this. I think when you travel, it's so positive and you get to learn so much about other cultures and cuisine and people that it really opens you up to a better quality of life. So whether you're saving towards that trip, the kids and I pick trips each year and we save towards that trip. And I'm like, no, we're not spending money on this because we're going to go to Italy or Greece or wherever we're going or Japan. And so I like to put the places we want to hit for that year or the next 2 years in my book. So I know, hey, I want to go back to Milan, which randomly I had this on here, and then Kirk says to me,
and then I've randomly added it too.
Right.
And now we're potentially going there.
Yeah, we're going to see a
we
friend.
have an opportunity.
Right. Who's actually doing a concert there in Milan, of all places.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hey, you want to go see him? He has a concert in Milan. It'd be super fun. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's on my list, actually.
No, very much so. So now you have the journal and you can close it off and have the privacy that you might want. But then you open up, and you said that yours is a little bit more scribbly.
Right.
But and mine, I like end up writing phrases a lot over and over again. And I don't do this every night. I do it like every few days.
Mine is like, it's like,
yeah.
I don't want to show it.
But you write the words that you're thinking
Right.
of.
So either in the morning, typically I do it in the morning or at night when it's a little more quiet, the kids are in bed, and I have more balance. And I will typically write things that I want to remember. So for a while, I just felt very, imbalanced. And so here's a blank one. So I would just sit there and, I would just write balance over and over and over again. And you'd be surprised after, a minute of writing balance, you're like, oh, I feel really balanced. Or maybe, you broke up with your boyfriend and you think that you're never going to find love again, then just sit there and write love. You believe in love. You're going to find someone who loves you for you, and isn't mean to you. You will find love. And so I write it just like this. Or I will say, my partner is kind. My partner is very trustworthy. My partner tells me he loves me every single day. We respect one another. We have a mutual respect for one another. We have an unconditional love for one another. I will write the things that are positive that we share. We
have your visual aids here. We would sit with a pile of magazines. She has these big fancy scissors.
Right.
And we would go through these and we would be talking about some of the goals that we had. And while we're talking about them, we're looking and we're thumbing through. Mm-hmm. She had the fire going, the music was playing. And that's the environment that we had to set up the manifestation session.
Right.
And then you're looking through and you're looking at words, phrases,
right,
photos that kind of elicit a response. Or even, Jessie will even take letters to form a word.
Right.
If you can't find what you're looking for.
This one says push yourself, Maybe you need to push yourself to go to the gym every morning.
Yeah.
I would cut out push yourself. If you have a goal of, getting to a healthy weight and going to the gym and you want to go to the gym. So phrases that resonate with what you want.
So we're the music is playing, the fireplace is going, we're talking through some of these together. Yeah. She's my guru in a way. So she's steering me in a certain direction. But if you're with multiple friends, they can help steer you as well.
Yeah, you can have wine, take out all the magazines.
Totally.
I sell the journals on the website, on my website.
Yes. We'll have a link for where you can get this.
I have the whole manifestation little box actually, because we have created boxes on the website. But it's basically a journal. You could have a line journal. These are just blank journals. And they come with a crystal. I like the crystal. I love crystals.
So here's mine. The idea with the crystal is what you tap it.
I like the crystal because there's energy. So I'm a big believer in just energy and positive energy. So I just go over my book with the crystal. Well, there's no I just.
There wasn't I thought, what's so funny is I thought you had to go
I do that.
Tap each one.
I tap each thing. The biggest thing with manifestation is attaching a feeling or imagery to what you want. So when you say, I want to go to Italy, if you don't have a picture of it, you need to envision what it's going to be like when you're there. Are you going to have pepperoni pizza? Are you going to be walking the streets? Have you seen Under the Tuscan Sun? And you're envisioning that kind of feeling, that small time vibe.
The warm Tuscan sun, you can feel it on your skin,
right,
that sort of thing.
You have to attach some sort of feeling to it. When you say you want to meet the love of your life, are they hugging you? Are they kind? Are they holding your hand? Are they taking you on a date? Are you laughing with them in this imagery? What is it that you're doing? And when you attach an image or a feeling to something, it makes it more real and tangible, and it's going to excite you to get to that point.
Jessie was nervous about doing this because it's you're making yourself really vulnerable in this case.
Well, it's hard to. I don't want to be specific about all my manifestations. Yeah. It's very personal. So you want to say things that you manifested without going too deep.
Right. We would love, by the way, to eventually, who knows, maybe eventually we'll do a group manifestation session, just like what we did here. But best of luck with
Yeah.
everything you're pursuing. We would love to hear from you, hear how it's going. So keep us posted. But yeah, thanks for watching this latest episode of The Morning Toast.
And be sure to follow us on Instagram. I'm at Jessie Jane Daye.
And I'm Kirk G. Hawkins. Then we have The Morning Toast.
The Morning Toast.
And themorningtoast.tv. And then for more information about the specific journal that Jessie recommends, where do we go?
So my website is called Daye & Co. It's a creative products for creative people. And we actually do have manifesting kits and the manifesting products separately. So I don't think we ever mentioned my site. Maybe we did in another episode. I don't remember.
We haven't yet, but at least
But we will
there
link
you go.
to it. So
Yeah.
if you do want to see what they look like, or the pieces, or the gold scissors,
Yes. And the crystals.
crystals, you can go check it out.
So sounds good. We're going to end with our pun, and we hope you had a...
Oh no, I need a pun.
Well, I can at least do it this time. We hope you have a toastily good day.
Toastily.
Get it? Like, totally. We're Valley kids.